What's up? What's up? Yeah, these Bitcoin lottos shorts just got active. We'll see how this turns out. I basically what we need here. These are kind of lottos. We're playing off the first limit, so I'll wait actually till a couple more people. There's only 7 people here. I'll wait till a couple more in, and I'll explain why it's a lotto and why it would not be a more higher probability trade. Because I know we go over that term a lot. And I think people just think of like that as like a good trade, but it's like there's a very clear framework for what makes something, a higher probability of success when executed correctly compared to a reversal or a counter trend trade idea. So we'll give everybody a look at total. I always put USD. Looks like it caught a lot of bids and swept up this demand, the market. Really, total looks pretty bullish. I will say that. Um, Still see a retracement, but at the same time, really, if you break these highs, what you want to see in the market is clear displacement. So, for instance, with total, you did leave some liquidity down to the downside actually here. I thought we tapped into this. It looked like on the daily chart that we tapped into this. Now, with a shift in market structure or change of character, right? What do you want to see? Well, it's pretty. Let me go and delete these zones for now. I'll just at least do this. It's pretty simple. Basically, we have this same, uptrend, right? We have our low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and so forth. Then we come here, we have higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, but then we get a lower low, right? Then we don't make a higher high, very close. Actually, it did, but very, very slightly. So that's why I guess we're still in this race of maybe a change of character or not. But we did see a lower low, right? And then a consecutive lower low, right? So you would consider this a change of character probably in the 1 hour here. Um, Now, what you're going to want to see is a reaction off of this order block. And you got to take this with a grain of salt because we are using total for this example, but this is what you would want to see for a confirmed change of character. This would be the trade entry, right? Would be in this order block. Why? Because that was the initial point of interest in the reversal of market trend. Sorry, I had to reply to a message. Check on Tezos. So now that one went a little in the red. Let's see what this one's doing. Pumped with Bitcoin. We were seeing nice structure we wanted to see, but we did leave some liquidity down the downside. We're tapping up pretty high into these levels. I would like to see a rejection from this 5-minute order block up here. I'll still hold unless we get too far above this major high up here. It's given that it was going to pump with Bitcoin. If we're going to see a reaction, we should see it pretty soon. So, what is this? Sorry, my DMs are blowing up. So you'll want to see a reaction. I mean, it's expected to see this pump, but we did leave some liquidity to the downside here. I think these are actually exact equal lows. We've got 3886. Yeah, and 3886. So we've got equal lows down below. Liquidity, more reason to go down. I will say that we did break structure to the upside, but this could be kind of what you would call inducement of liquidity, right? Inducement of buyers into the market as a latch stretch. And the reason that we would have pumped, if that is what's going on, would be because obviously Bitcoin had to pump. And Bitcoin, yeah, we got a pretty nice reaction there. Dug right into our entry, wick down. So we'll see how it plays out. And now that there's some more people in here, the reason that it is a lower probability trade right? And this, I've said this before. I want to reinforce that just because something's a lower probability trade, it doesn't mean that it's not a good trade, right? So what makes it a lower probability trade? Well, whenever you are playing a continuation, for instance, maybe a return to origin, right? So we'll go back. Um, let me get a. I like using dot last year for return to origin, right? This is a really good trade setup. So you had a move to the upside, right? And we had broke structure over here. Let me get rid of some of these targets. Where are these from? Oh, I don't just let me do this. I'm starting to use rays instead of the uh, lines because they're just so much better. I don't have to delete levels all the time. So let me delete these now. But the moral of the story is when you're playing a continuation, you're in a higher probability setup because you're playing price and discount. You're buying at a discounted price with a bullish high time frame narrative, right? When you're playing a lower probability trade, you're trying to play a reversal, right? And you can wait for a change of character to make it higher, right? But for instance, here we broke structure, right? We went to origin and it took the fuck off immediately. It's a higher probability trade. Now, with Bitcoin where we're at right now, you're trying to short crypto, right? Off of a valid trade setup, right? Is it basically would be a return to origin, right? From this market structure break over here, but you're trying to play the first lower time frame reversal and you're trading against the trend, right? So how can you make this a higher probability trade? So for instance, on the 1 hour, right, we had this 1 hour order block and we had clear displacement in the market. We moved to the downside, right? Coming down, clearing some liquidity, but also doing what? Forming more equal lows, right? More reason to go down. So, what you could have done, or what I could have done, I guess, if you wanted, you could set a limit, right, at this level. And once the price reaches it, you can basically just scale into the lower time frames, right? Maybe the 5 minute. I wouldn't go slower than the 5 minute. I mean, you can with the 1 minute. Really, the 15 minute is the best. But if you're playing these, micro movements, you would wait for a change of character. And like we were going over earlier, a change of character is just a shift in trend. It probably sounds more complicated than this, right? So instead of having a, higher high, higher low, okay, well, now you have a lower high, right? You're still getting higher low. Now you have a lower low, right? So you're starting to show a change of character here, but it's not confirmed. So how do we confirm it, right? Well, I'll give you a look over here. So for instance, you have starting from here, we're in an uptrend, right? Higher low, it's pretty obvious, right? Higher low, I'm sorry, higher low, lower low, right? And once you make that lower low, this is going to be a key level, right? That's your change of character, right? Or I'm sorry, the structure break that caused the change of character or that caused the lower low, that's going to be your change of character, right? And then once that high is formed, or low in this case, once this market extreme, high or low, is formed, once you break structure again, right? That's where you're going to have your confirmation that the market is shifting trend. Now, for how long? Until you get another change of character, right? Um, that change of character, as we see here, could have been just to come up and mitigate to our level, right? Because this is the initial institutional candle that started this change of, or that confirmed this change of character. So, moral of the story is you are trying to play a reversal, so you're going to want a change of character, right? So now if you're looking up here, we could have done the same thing, that we could have waited for this price action on the lower time frames up here, right? If you have time to sit and camp on it, um, or maybe you don't want to set limits, that's the higher probability way to do it. And you can get a higher R trade. Like you can find, because you're going to play the same setup right? But on the lower time frame, so your entry is going to be a little more precise. Your stop loss is going to be closer, right? I've learned in crypto it can be really good to trade like that, but also you get wicked out a lot because crypto is super wicky. That's more of like a forex way to do it. If you're doing on like the 5 minute, the 15 minutes fine, and still, um, I'm more about using the low of range instead of the low of the order block, um, unless you're in a high time frame. But that's just me. But that's why this is more of a lower probability trade, right? Because we're trading against the trend on the higher time frames, right? It's obviously a pretty bullish high time frame narrative up until maybe now, right? So we're trying to catch that reversal. We're trading counter trend, right? So I'm not going to swing this, and you have to also take profits according to this. So if you're taking a an approach um, on a counter trend trade idea, you're going to have to take profits much more aggressively, right? If I were trading with the high time frame narrative, I'd be targeting this low. Like these would be my first targets here, 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 and then fully out here, right? Why? Because it is a higher probability that the trade will play out in my favor because I'm trading with the high time frame narrative. Here I'm going against it. So, give you a little rundown on that. Let's see how the volume was. Yeah, I like that. I like the volume because anytime you're trying to play um, liquidity strategies, I guess you could say, you want to see volume around your entry, which we definitely got that. Higher volume than we've had since this morning. So we'll see. It's, you know, shorting crypto is always fun. I watch these trades a little longer or a little more than I do whenever I'm swinging some longs, but I really hope we get a pullback, right? Why? Because I want to get, us some better entries, and I'm not really one to trade expansion. You can do it very successfully. People in here do it really better than I do, right? But I like to wait until we, have retrace or till we're in discount on the higher time frames, right? That's why we've got a ton of plays recently. Um, but I probably will chill out on a bunch of longs except limits around equilibrium or back at fair market value. So that's where I'm at right now. I also would like to see just kind of a shift in the storage of wealth, right? I want to see that seasonality we see in crypto whenever the market really starts to move in one direction instead of consolidating, right? Where did I get this from? Was this a daily fair value gap? Yeah. Honestly, don't want ETH to dig into this because this is going to be a target. But yeah, we can get some really good idea or trade ideas if we can come back down. So, and what's up, DC2? There we go. That's what I want. I'm actually gonna move this. What is it? 41. Hold on. Where is it? One second. 41 or 47, 176.3. So there's a way to like just drag it over. There's only one slider. Add some take profits here for this Bitcoin short as well. First off, it's going to be these lows. And see, I'm going to take this pretty aggressively, right? I'm taking every low that I can find on the, let's see, definitely going to take some profits here. Look at the 15-minute as well. There. Here. I'm actually probably going to wait for this one. I'll look to the high time frames, right? Very clear lows here. This order block down here. Now I'd be fully out down here because we're getting a discount. I do think that crypto is going to be pretty strong once we get back down to those levels. So let me. Delete some of this. Actually, too many levels. What's up, guys? I just now saw your messages too, by the way. Fuck. Let's take a look at Tezos. Get back into this higher time frame POI. See if we get that reaction we need. So here we could just be forming some lower time frame distribution, right? Because we had our sign of weakness here. We're forming liquidity down below. Here we had our original change of character, but it still hasn't been confirmed by any breaks of structure, right there. So really, if we can get under this 3.853, that's where we'll start to really see some movement. And we'll still probably see consolidation for maybe return up to whatever order block sent us through that level, but that's what we'd be looking for. So we'll see how they play out. I really want crypto to come back down to kind of equilibrium of the entire market. So I think everything's super extended. We haven't had a single pullback, which, you know, with crypto does crypto shit, right? I mean, what is this? We've had, since we really started running, we've ran 40%, right? The Tezos, I'm sorry, I thought I was in Bitcoin. That's biased. We started running, really, I guess we could say this is where we started really getting clear bullish action. We ran about 30%, and we've had a 8% pullback. It's not nothing, right? But I mean, let's go to Bitcoin. You know, once we have these pretty big moves in price, I think here we ran much more. So we ran 75% before really having any pullback then. But then we had a 25% pullback. Yeah, that's crazy. It really did run straight from 30K to 50K. With crypto, usually I like seeing these bigger pullbacks, right? Like We ran 40% here. You pulled back about just as much, but that's what you want to see for a healthy consolidation to really form. I could see us getting back down, and we've broke structure, right? So we have a bullish narrative, right? So we can look for more longs once we get back into a discounted price area, right? Right, Hood? Yeah, no, I feel you. It's just like, bro, I'm still holding, like, I sold probably, like, I'd say between 50 and like 60% of my equity bags in the last like week or so. But I'm holding mine, and I still want everything to fall. Not because I'm not a bear, but because I want to get better entries, because this is not where you I mean, buying at these ranges on some of these coins is just like, I mean, you're quote buying the top. But I mean, it could, with crypto, who knows? It might just keep running. But at where we're at now, you're buying at the top. The range we're in. Did get a nice reaction here, though. I do like that. A lot of volume in that 115-minute candle. Bitcoin, we need to break this low down here. If you guys got any coins I'm going to do some TA on, dish them out. To be honest, there's not a whole lot of stuff that I'm going to be really looking for any kind of longs on. GTC. What is this shit? I've seen, or is it GMT that I've been seeing? Hold on, let me see. Gitcoin. Does that have anything to do with GitHub? Oh, maybe actually. I guess they got their name from it. Interesting. I was like, if I really don't know anything about a coin and I've heard a bit about it, usually I will look into it just to see, because sometimes fundamentals can go against the rest of the market. Like, we saw the metaverse stuff was really taking flight while everything was dying or consolidating. But here, I mean, you look like you're probably going to reach up for some liquidity, if I had to guess. I'm going to a 4-hour. So we've got bullish price action. I mean, clearly down here, this actually looks really good, right? This would be a good example of a change of character, right? So for instance, on the higher time frames, you broke, really, this is where you broke it looks like. Or no, it did break it here. And this, it does matter if it's barely, right? You barely broke it, but that's really your initial change of character, right? Because you didn't make a lower high, you finally made a higher high, right? So you can label that your change of character, and whatever order block resulted in the break of structure of this high, right? Right, the high you made in this range, which this scenario, it's about the same level. So we'll say BOS. You would look for an order block, right? Somewhere, I'd go into the 1 hour here. And there you go. And has it been mitigated? Yeah, it has. So this was really your best highest probability trade setup that you found on this. I mean, obviously it played out really nice, really nice. So let's look. I'm trying to see if the trendline liquidity got manipulated right already once. If you draw it from here, it got manipulated again, right? False breakout to the downside, which is bullish. That shows that price was pushed down to induce more retail selling. But for what though? Let's see. So let me look at this. Let me go back out. At this point, I want to see what we're possibly reaching for. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see this the first time. Massive daily order block. Now I wouldn't use this as any kind of entry. That's way too big of an area, but you can look within, right? I would say we're going to go ahead and narrow this down right here. Also, that was going to be at equilibrium of that daily order block. All right, if we draw a fib, it's going to be very close. Yeah, right on it. So that's going to give me more confidence to look at this level, right? So it's not reached up into that yet. So I could see a price push into this zone. Here, if I was in longs, I would be scaling in to lower time frames to watch for this kind of market structure, right? A change of character, right? To confirm maybe that I was going to exit, if not just get out of the trade, at this level as a TP. So yeah, I would look for probably a run up into this zone, then kind of revisit and see what price is doing, right? You look like you're going to push into it though. You're getting low time frame accumulation right here. And you can use the same setup, right? So, okay, we got lower high, higher high, right? Okay, change of character, right? You look, okay, where did we clear this? And this one happened immediately. Some of these on the lower time frames happen so fast you just miss them, right? But this would have been your entry, right? This order block that resulted in that break of structure confirming the change of character. Pretty simple formula to use, right? It gets tricky on the lower time frames because it's hard to identify what is a what is a change of character, right? It's just very, I mean, literally lower high, lower high, lower high. Oh, right. I guess you could really draw it here, but either way, it's the same area. So okay, well we got a higher high, right? Oh, well that's now confirmed. We broke structure, right? So you're gonna return to origin of that confirm stops. Theoretically, the way that you would learn this in most environments would be to set stops under the order block of the candle that you used. I will say it does work quite a bit, and it'll give you extremely good risk to reward, right? Where would you long this to? The next area of high time frame liquidity. I mean, that would be a very good 20 to 1, right? So you can get very good trade setups like this if you have the time to scale in. And I'm spending a lot more on trading recently, so I definitely am gonna. Oh my bad, I'm looking at these just comments just now. I'll get to them. I'm gonna have to look into projects itself. Oh, and OMG. Yeah, OMG is like always fucking doing some crazy shit on the charts. KSM's been going ham. What's my take on it in the next couple weeks? I'm just chilling in KSM, right? At this point, just stops to break even. I mean, we've made a fucking bag off KSM. Let's see. Where are we at here? Yeah, I think we're gonna see some retracement, right? When we peak gains 56%. I wouldn't be surprised if we go for these highs first. We'll see. Um, but yeah, um, you gotta be ready for a pullback at this point. I mean, we've been in this for quite a while, so I have no problem with just chilling. If my stops get to break even, I mean, we already taken over 50% profits. Um, so I would it says gang, what's up, Sarah? Somebody said hello, how you doing? AXS and Matic, got you. I almost typed in AXS Matic. I don't think they have that pair yet. Um, AXS is a similar situation to what we just went over with, what was it, GTC? Looks exactly very similar, right? So we're going to have the low time frame. We got a 15-minute. We had more time to, maybe the 1 hour actually. Yeah. So here, right, we got KDA. Yeah, I got you. And link. Let me go back over to that. Now I've got my Discord and YouTube open. I don't know why I didn't just do half screens before. Need a third screen. I want to go on those vertical screens. Those are pretty perfect for Discord. But yeah, so here, we have this, like, okay, so we've started to see lower high, right? Lower low, lower high, right? And you got a change of character here, right? So, really, see, this is why I usually like to play the low of the range, right? And even here, you actually got hunted out on that one for sure. So here, I mean, you would have had your first high or low, right? So there's your change of character, and then it, was confirmed here, but it definitely didn't work out on this trade setup here. And sometimes it doesn't. That's why you would really let me go to that lower time frames. I didn't realize it was in a 1 hour. So even here, I mean, you were in profits for a brief second, right? If you had stops under here, it would have been better than having stops all the way down here. You got to be mindful too. Like, this is one reason why you wouldn't really want to take that. You had an order block, like, I mean, a fucking what, 1% away or something. That's actually more than I thought. So, you would want to assess the situation here, and then that got obliterated. It looks like here. So you would have. This is actually a much cleaner setup. And it hasn't hit yet. I won't be taking this because I'm not trying to long much right now. But this would be, here's your BOS. Right, here's your order block that hasn't been tapped. You've got liquidity in the form of a fair value gap. And also, they're not really equal. Maybe these are. Put a 5-minute. There's some equal lows. So some liquidity down here. I mean, this is a pretty sound setup, but with the current state of the market, I really wouldn't be looking for longs. But give you an example, you would wait for price to return to this area, right? We have this low time frame fair value gap, right? Why is the text not going to the right? Oh, I haven't changed it. Oh, I didn't save it. Oh, that's all right. But we have liquidity down below, a level here, but it's, like I said, the market's in a weird state right now. I'd personally probably chill on it. But that's how you would trade this if you were looking too long. But if you trade like I do, I'm looking at it from the higher time frame narrative on AXS. If I'm gonna short, I'll short Bitcoin or like total shit coins like that don't really like AXS. This shit'll go fucking out. Like this was during this. AXS literally had a $600 million exploit on their Ronin RPC. So it's like, I don't know. AXS kind of has a mind of its own. And then you would trade them. If we don't tap into this order block, you would play this trade up to the next area of liquidity on the higher time frames. Theoretically, this is how you would want to trade it, but like I said, I would usually do under the low of the range. Also, it would be a probably return to origin play. And a lot of times these trades are return to origins. That's another thing. You see that right at equilibrium. Similar setup. I'm actually going to leave this here and see. You guys should do this too. Just because you're not going to take a trade doesn't mean not to like chart it out and like take a look later. Like I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to look at it and see how everything plays out, right? Maybe it gets stopped out and I can reflect on it and say, um, you know, how to reflect on what went wrong, like how to do better next time. You know what I mean? So I think that's always pretty important. Did XTZ get stopped out? No, he didn't get stopped out. You scared me. Why'd you do that, Timmy? If you're in here. You just let you guys know if I don't say I'm out of something and the stop hasn't hit, I'm not out. Ever. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm glad that you guys are eating off those Bitcoin shorts. So, what was... Oh, you're welcome, stinky schmuck. Sounds like I'm insulting you. Solana season around the corner here. So look at this. This is what I had some different shit plot on Solana, but honestly, I kind of was looking at it again. I wanted a deeper retracement, but I mean, we have a perfect bat, literally perfect, right? An alternate bat, by the way, for you guys. If you're like, oh, it's not 886, well, an alt bat. So here, I mean, even if we get rejected here, right? Let me draw this a little bit better. It's too small of a candle. Whatever. You get the picture. We're in this order block over here. If we get rejected there, I would still be looking for Solana around 160 bucks at some point, whether it's after a retracement, whether it's straight there from here. You're going to see Solana at 160 bucks. So that's that, as much as I hate on Solana. Oh, is Sarah Pickles? That's MILF. That's funny. So I wouldn't short the top of that OB on AXS. I mean, you could. I would do the same method I've been talking about and wait for a confirmation, right? I'd wait and look for this. Here, I'll show you exactly what I'd look for. Oops, I just hit reset. I'd look for this. Something like this in that level, right? That's what I'd look for. All of this whole price action, I would look for that change of character, break of structure, and then a retracement here, right? This is exactly what I want it to look like. So, and another reason, I wouldn't say I wouldn't short this, but if I'm in Bitcoin shorts and Tezos, like I don't need to short a bunch of, you know, I mean, it may work out and stuff, but I'm not one to get to start opening a ton of shorts in crypto. It's just kind of like I like sleeping peacefully, you know. So I'm not. I'll short the majors and then shit coins like XTZ is a piece of shit, so I'll short it because you know once it starts, the market starts pissing, you're gonna get those worthless coins that are gonna start dumping. Thoughts on waves? To be honest with you, I actually just started to look into it a little bit the other night because it's been running so much for so long. I'm like, okay, like what is going on? Like fundamentally, there's some shit going on here, and I don't know. I still don't really have a bias on it. I didn't have much time to do research either. I'm from what I get, it's a layer one of its own sort. I don't know if it's a roll up layer two. I mean, it sounds like it's a layer one. I think they're having they have waves define all this. A lot of people are calling it a Ponzi, but a lot of people are also calling uh, Luna a Ponzi. So I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But I don't know. I think it's distributing on the high time frames though. And it's funny you brought up waves because I was thinking about looking for shorts in this, and then I was like, no, I'm not even, I'm not even gonna do it. Even though, like, I mean, dude, it's pretty fucking gnarly here. Like this right here, I mean, that shit needs to get filled, but I'm not gonna short these fucking parabolic coins in crypto. If this was like, if this was Forex, I'd short this, but yeah, it's not. So I want to go back. Somebody in chat asked for link and KDA. Do you mean KDA? Is that a thing? Okay, it is. Confirming this is what you wanted to look at. Can I check on link on fill? Oh, link and fill. You want me to do KDA too? I can do all three. I'll do link since you brought it up again. So with link, I'm actually just gonna delete all this, whatever, I don't care. First sign of displacement in the market. I think we made a lower low. So really what you would be waiting for to look for any kind of shorts is a break of this high. The high that was, or I'm sorry, the low that was established just after the change of character, right? You'd be looking for that. And this would be the lower probability trade right here, would be to trade this, right? You probably find a much more pinpointed area. Yeah, like I would literally just go ahead and look for it to reach up here. We might not see it if the rest of the market dumps. You have supply in this lower time frame order block. You know, I wouldn't play limits off this, right? If you want to get real risky, you could look for this same setup. You scale into a 5-minute whenever we get up here, right? It's all about just like what kind of price structure are we seeing in zones of supply and demand? Because yes, you can use limits and yes, you can use supply and demand, but if you really want to give yourself the most conviction and find the most confluence, once you understand that price is fractal and you can dissect a chart on lower time frames in a higher time frame point of interest, that's how you're going to get the best the best risk to reward, the clearest perspective. I mean, that you really got to get into. If you want to be as successful as possible, you got to learn to just use the low time frames. Because I see people hating. They'll be like, "Oh, get off the 1 minute." And like, if you're just watching the 1 minute, then yeah, But it's just like, I mean, you gotta use the high time frame narrative, but you gotta use the lower time frames for the best levels, right? For entries, for confirmation. So here with Link, he said not looking for shorts, just seeing if I should dump my equity. It's my biggest hold, and your average is 18. Hmm. You know, I'm not gonna tell you to dump your equity. When did you buy that? You gonna hop in voice? Are you in here on the Discord? Well, if not, it's fine. But I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, why? If you bought Link equity and it's your biggest hold, I hope it's a fundamental hold for you. And if it is, you're in here? Let me unserver mute you. What's up, bro? Oh, he left. Well, if Link is your biggest hold, I'm hoping that you are fundamentally invested into it. You're in here again. What's up, bro? I'm gonna unmute my guy or myself for you guys in Discord because I know the stream's lagged. But uh so is Link like a fundamental hold for you? Like, why is it your biggest holding, or is it just that you just wanted to buy it because you thought it was gonna fly? Can't hear you if you're talking. Well, I'll answer it. If it is fundamental, right? If you really believe in Chainlink and you love what it does, and that's that, then you shouldn't really be selling anywhere, right? You should be holding for the long term. If it's your biggest hold in your equity, it should be convicted enough to hold it through any dip, right? So it's a kind of a vague question, like should you dump your bags? That only you can answer that. I can't tell you if you should dump your bags or not. I can tell you that you're probably looking at a pullback, more than likely soon, if not in here, right? Pretty soon you're looking at a pullback. You might see one last push to the upside, right? Something like that. Definitely very possible. But he said, yeah, I don't know why it wasn't working. Caught at 6 to 45, and I'm just waiting for staking. So dry. Oh yeah, so if you're like that, dude, just fucking hold it, bro. Just to hold this shit, even if it hits $8, just buy more, right? I would just that's how I would do it. What's XTZ doing? See you guys talking about it. Oh, it's getting close to that. XTZ wants smoke, it looks like. See how she plays out. What's Bitcoin doing? We'll see how they play out. I was hoping that, ideally I would wanted Bitcoin to hit their limits first, because it's like the pump for Bitcoin to get up in this zone of supply was kind of what took the rest of the market, including XTZ, up with it, and we're already in XTZ. So we'll see how this plays out. Oops, let's move that. We're approaching these highs up here. You guys in crypto chat are fucking funny. Let me see some other stuff. So let me look. Oh, there's a bunch. What's target on short for Bitcoin? They're all in crypto. I don't know if you're in PlayBit, but if you're not, you should be. You're missing out. All these blue levels, right? I'm not gonna go over each and every one of them, but first one you're looking at, like, I'd be looking for like 46K, roughly. Says final scam punk to 52 to 0, financial course crisis on their corner. I mean, who knows? You may be right, but I am gonna look at 52 pretty heavily. Like, once we get up into that zone, if we see this kind of action, I think we could definitely see a big retracement. But if we break 52 with volume and are forming bullish price structure and consolidate, even after we pull back right after it, that's that'll probably send us to all-time highs at that point. Fucking Hercules, Timmy. God damn it. ETH went crazy earlier. That was one thing I was watching. That shit went stupid earlier. ETH that just like continuously looks so much stronger than really anything else as far as blue chips go. No bullshit. What, did XTZ get stopped? I don't think it did yet. We'll see. We got close. If it doesn't from here, that'd be fucking crazy. Just dies from here. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Are there any other TWT? That's what it was. USDT. What is this? I remember this ticker. Oh, I'm already on CoinMarketCap. How convenient. Oh, it's Trust Wallet token. That Trust Wallet, didn't they get removed from the App Store recently? Oh, I'm guessing that might be this day. TLM, Alien Worlds. Actually looks pretty good. I mean, you've got equal highs up above. You got like strong liquidity on the high time frames, right? I mean, this shit's. I would look for, if you could get a nice return down to anywhere in this range, Really anywhere down on here, between like 74 cents and like 61 cents, I would be really just waiting for that personally. And you could see continuation before then, but you could see a very good setup if you saw, maybe something down to here. I would be looking for these highs if you saw bullish reaction. So this could be leaving you a nice setup, but this could take a while to play out. Crow. Good on Heather. They have fucking. Is crypto.com literally such a worthless piece of shit? It doesn't even have charts. That wouldn't surprise me. This looks pretty good, honestly. Doesn't look bad. Looks better than most of the charts we've looked at on the daily so far tonight. So here you would be looking for this high down here to be broken. So you'd be waiting for this to confirm anything. But if we got lower lows than this, you could maybe look for. Actually, never mind. You just cleared this high right here. I would wait on this if I wouldn't even try to short it, but you could maybe get a better entry than you're at right now. But this is a tough one. I mean, if I was very bullish on crypto.com and I just wanted to DCA, I wouldn't mind DCAing here, but I wouldn't open a full position. What's up, Fresh? Hercules. BSW, yeah. I don't even know what this is. I never heard of this one either. God damn. The fuck is this? Shit fucking went insane. I swap. It's a DEX on Binance Smart Chain. There's some gonna. Who's the other? There's EK. Have an idea? That's pretty cool. I wonder who's behind this, because it looks like there's a lot of money getting put into it. What kind of volume? Nothing really that insane. So far we've seen about 175 million flows through it on derivatives on Bybit. I mean, personally, this is something I would need to chill for a while. If it were me, I would wait on this one. I'd definitely give that one some time. SCU, USDT, and how much time? I would wait till I have a clear price range on at least the 15-minute. It's like, did XTZ get stopped? Oh, wow. Oh, well. Watch it just die from there. The 2.33%. Tried buying equity. I didn't even see an equity chart. What is this? Oh, Clay or SCU. That's what the next one was. Oh, what the fuck is this? Premium. Hold on. This is the same thing. Another buy bit. Yeah, I'd chill on both these. Personally, I just would wait. Oh, wait, actually, yeah, either way, I'd still wait. I thought I was on the daily before I was the hourly. I was like, these are brand new. You're probably going for these highs right here. Go ahead and look for that. Right, on BOS. What's my opinion on Ape? Let's take a look. Base has the most data. Still want Ape to come down, personally. Doesn't look terrible though. I mean, as long as you can continue making higher highs and lows, you look good. Yeah, I mean, but Ape, as long as you want to just continuously make higher lows and higher highs at this point because you're at that reversal. I think on the higher time frame, this could be considered distribution, right? And really just you have all this liquidity down below. So I would be looking for a retracement, to be honest. But overall, I mean, bullish. I don't think that. I mean, with all the stuff going on with Yuga Labs, I mean, even though I'm kind of not like a cultist for them like most people, but I think that they're gonna probably maintain a pretty healthy ecosystem. So I think you could, if you're a bull on Ape, I wouldn't worry. Well, on that note, I'm gonna hop out. Yeah, Ape isn't discount. Um, I'm gonna hop out on that note. You guys have a great Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. Get off the charts on this weekend. Peace out.